Welcome back to the FlipNerd.com REI Classroom, where experts from across the real estate investing industry teach you quick lessons to take your business to the next level. And now, let's meet today's expert host.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Huntzicker. I am the host of the REI Classroom. Today we're going to cover proper communication, and proper communication specifically in the MLS. And
this REI Classroom real estate lesson is sponsored by UglyOpportunities.com.
You know, most people, when they use the MLS, or they tell me that they can't use the MLS because it's either, two things. It's either too competitive or there's no good deals. But it can't be both, right? If it's too competitive, is that for all the non-deals? So anyway, of course, there's deals in the MLS. People pull them out all the time. But the reason so many people struggle with it is they don't know what to say or how to say it. So I'm going to teach you a couple scenarios today that'll show you how I get, like, in estate sales, which is my favorite sale on the MLS. If I could only do one sale for the rest of my life in the MLS, it would be estate sales. And the reason is they're houses that are in great shape. They're usually just cosmetically dated, and that's my favorite house to flip. So they're a great opportunity there, but usually when they come on, there's multiple offers. But 50% of the time, I am not the highest cash offer, and they accept my offer. Let me repeat that. I am not the highest cash offer, and they get my, meaning they have other cash offers just like mine that will close quickly, but they take mine. And why do you think that is? It's because of what I say to them and how I say it to them. And the entire time I'm talking to the agent before I go to the house, when I schedule the showing, after I go to the showing, I'm calling that agent to feel them out, build rapport with them. And it's not even about the deal yet. I'm just like, we're calling them and say, hey, how you doing? I'm just like introducing myself, letting them know I'm a real estate investor, that I'm a licensed agent. So that I'm a licensed agent. I'm the buyer of the property, and I'm just building rapport. I'm doing nothing else but trying to make them laugh, and trying to get them to like me. And that's all I am doing. Of course, we're talking about the house and the process, but what am I doing? I'm feeling them out for deals. Do they have offers? Like, are they solid offers? But I don't ask that at all. I just talk to them, and I just talk, and I say, hey, how you doing? You guys having a lot of activity? Like, oh, any of those are crazy offers from investors, that are like really low or really too high, because they can get high offers too, and those aren't good. And that's how I get the offer for less, because they'll have other cash offers. So let me explain the situation. The property get listed at $169,000, and the most I could pay was $160,000. So what I did is I went to the agent and said, hey, I'm going to come in with my best shot. I want this house. I can waive the inspection. Very important. I can waive the inspection because I've already been to the property. There's nothing structural. There's no mold. It's just cosmetic. So it's easy. So I've waived the inspection already. But I'm going to give you my highest and best offer, and I can't pay a penny more. So here's my offer of $160,000. So what happens is also so I submit the offer with a cover letter because there's more communication for the seller, right? The seller reads the cover letter. It says, I'm a full-time real estate investor. I've been doing this for 8 years. I sell all of my houses to young couples and young families. That is a huge piece of communication to get to the seller because a lot of times it's the family of the people who have lived there for a long time. The parents lived there for 40 years. The kids grew up there, and so when you tell them that they don't like that you're going to rip their whole house apart. But then when they hear that you're going to sell it to a young family or young couple, like, oh, all right, well, actually, this is okay. Now, do you know all the investors that are buying this house are going to sell it to whoever will pay the most money? That happens to be young couples and young families in my market. So I'm not lying. I'm just telling them what's going to happen. Every one of those investors is going to sell it to the same people, whoever has the highest price, right? Well, that's that. But see, I tell them that up front. So they're like, oh, they want my offer. So here's what happened. They said, okay, your offer's at $160,000. We have an offer at $170,000, $175,000. But we want you to buy it because we want you to sell it to those young couples and young families. And I say, look, I get my work done as cheap as anybody, but let's just say that me and the other two at $170,000 and $175,000, they can both get the work done just as cheap. Well, I know I can't pay over $160,000 and make this property work. I know that I can't pay $170,000 or $175,000 because it's overpaying for the property. There's not enough margin there for what has to be done to the house. So if those guys can pay $170,000 or they're telling you they can, I bet you they haven't waived the inspection because they never do. And what are the odds they're going to ask you for some ridiculous inspection credit after the inspection? And then that is going to obviously, okay, let's say you take the $175,000. I know they asked me to go to $170,000 in this deal. I said, if you go to $170,000, we'll give it to you. You don't even need to go to $175,000. I'm like, I can't. All I could pay is $160,000, and here's why. And so when you explain that to them and tell them that this might be a strategy that the other investors are using, that they just put a high offer out there over list price. They know once they have you under contract that they can beat you up in the inspection, or it dies later and they get their earnest money back and they don't really care. They want the house, but if you don't come down, because of the inspection request, well, then they just back out and get their earnest money back and they move on. And you're 2 weeks later, and you might call me then and say, hey, Jim, I'm sorry. Is your $160,000 offer still good? they ask me for this $20,000 inspection credit, and I'm going to say, no, you know what? I went and bought another house. I told you I can't buy every house out there. I have a limited number of inventory I could buy. I have money right now, but if you say no to my offer, I'm going to put it on something else, and I'm going to go away as a buyer. I'm not threatening you. That's just the truth. And so if you call me back in 2 weeks, that might happen. Or I also might say, hey, you know what? I've thought about it for 2 weeks and I can't pay 160 anymore either. I'm closer to 150 or 145. I said, but today I can pay 160 and I can close in 2 weeks. No trouble. Let's just schedule the closing. No inspection. We're done. And so that is that line of communication, and that is exactly how you get them to accept offers that are when you're not the highest cash offer, because they don't know that. The agent doesn't know it either. You don't assume the other agents don't. Now, I'm an agent, so I can say this. Most agents suck. They do. It's just the truth. The average agent in the National Association of Realtors does 3 deals a year. So how good could they be at what they do when they're only doing it 3 times a year? I mean, really, it's like a joke. Most are part-time. And so I'm not knocking them. It is what it is. But the point is, you have to know that. And so knowing that all those seeds that I'm planting with the agent, all those pieces of communication that I'm saying, those are plants. I'm planting seeds because what do they do with it? Because they don't know what to say to the seller. They take all of my dialogues and they go back to the seller and they look like a genius because they're saying all these things. Are like, hey, we need to be aware of this. And they're not saying that I said it. They're saying that they know about it, but I don't care. I want the house. That's all I care about. So I'm giving that seller's agent all those dialogues to bring back to the seller, because the name of the game here is getting the seller to like you. How do you get somebody to like you that you don't get to talk to, right? Well, through their agent. And so that's how they accept my offer. So I could teach all day about proper communication, and actually I do. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. As far as using proper communication, I just wanted to show you what is possible and how my offers get accepted when I'm not the highest cash offer. And that's just the beginning of it. But, just know that proper communication, I don't know why so many people have trouble with proper communication. Oh, I'll leave you with one last thing. Everybody always asks me how I get these lowball offers accepted in the MLS. And I say it's a mindset. I've never submitted a lowball offer in my life. And everybody's like, oh, what do you mean? My record's 32% off. It was listed for $400 and I bought it for $273. And there's a dance that goes into that. And, but the dance I'll tell you about another time. However, but what I will tell you is that I'm submitting offers that are right in line with the current market condition. So I'm not, just because they have it listed way high, that's not my fault that they have it listed high. I mean, I have to deal with it because I want to buy the house for a lot less, but I'm not submitting a lowball offer. I'm submitting an offer that's congruent with the current market condition. So when you have that mindset going into the conversation, it's a lot easier to call the agent up front and be like, hey, you guys are priced a little bit high. I love this house, but and you start feeling them out that way. Because, it's not easy to get a house listed for $400,000 for $273. But if you communicate properly, you can get that done. And so you really never know what's possible. Just that mindset of knowing that it's not a lowball offer at all. In fact, it's just an offer that's consistent with it, because no investor can pay more than you can pay, right? I mean, maybe they can pay a little bit more or whatever, but in the big scope of things, nobody can pay for this house because it needs a total gut rehab more than I can pay. So just because they're listed way high because the agent didn't know what they were doing, I mean, it's just the truth. That's not my fault, right? So I shouldn't be embarrassed to call them and say, hey, you guys are priced really high for this condition, and then start feeling about that way. So as long as you have the mindset that you're actually not submitting a lowball offer. Now, I've submitted thousands of offers at this point in my career, thousands. I have never submitted a lowball offer in my life. And also, I have never, this is very key, I'll leave you with this. I've never once submitted an offer, not once, thousands and thousands of offers. And I only get about 8 to 10%, by the way. So thousands of offers, knowing I'm only going to get 8 to 10% without calling the agent first to talk to him about it. Why is that? Because whenever you get an offer, like as an agent, if I get an offer, even on my rehabs that are new, if I get an offer that the agent didn't call me, I know it's a crappy offer because they were embarrassed to call me because they didn't have the, they didn't know how to communicate properly when they made that call. So what do? They just hide behind the email or fax machine. I have never, ever done that. And that's probably why I've had so much success in the MLS, is just proper communication. So I'll leave it at that. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Homevestors, the We Buy Ugly Houses folks, is a franchise system of hundreds of real estate investors that have purchased over 65,000 houses. If you'd like to learn more about the most powerful real estate investing system in existence, whether you're a pro looking to take your business to the next level, or whether you have no experience at all but a burning passion to be successful in real estate investing, please visit flipnerd.com/ugly to learn more. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of flipnerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. Are you a member yet of flipnerd.com, the hottest real estate investing social community online? If not, you can join for free in less than 30 seconds and get access to hundreds of off-market deals, vendors in your market to help you in your business. And you can start networking with thousands of other investors just like you. Get your free account now at flipnerd.com. Please check out the Flip Nerd family of real estate investing shows, where you can access hundreds of expert interviews, quick tips, and lessons from leaders across the real estate investing industry. They're available at flipnerd.com/shows, or simply search for Flip Nerd in the iTunes store.